Miss Gross here. We're in our algebra unit, expressions, equations, and inequalities, and today we're focusing on inequalities. If you haven't already, go back and watch the videos on expressions and equations. Also, make sure that you have your red notebook. Pause the video whenever you need to make sure you're getting your notes down. So, last time we talked about equations, solving equations, and this time we're talking about solving inequalities, which is similar, but there is a new rule, and we are graphing inequalities. So, step one is always simplify your expression. Get it in simplest form. Use the distributive property to multiply what's on the outside of the parentheses by everything inside the parentheses. Also, combine like terms. Then the next step is to get rid of the constant, opposite of addition and subtraction, get rid of the coefficient, opposite of multiplication and division. So let's take a example here. So let's say I have negative 2x plus 3 is greater than 7. Yeah, that's fine. We'll start with a kind of an easy one. All right, so there's nothing to simplify here. And there's no like terms. But so we're just going to start with a simple basic one. We're going to get rid of the constant. So our constant is plus 3. So I'm going to take away 3. Negative 2x is greater than 4. Then I want to get rid of my coefficient. My coefficient is negative 2. So I'm going to undo negative times negative 2 dividing by negative 2. Okay, now x, and before, and I'm going to draw my line down because it just gets confusing otherwise. Before I do this, well, actually, I'm going to do 4 divided by negative 2 is negative 2. There is a new rule. Look at number 4. If you multiply or divide by a negative coefficient, which we just did, we divided by negative 2, you must flip the inequality symbol. And what I mean by that is it was greater than, it becomes less than. And the reason why we did that is we went from the positive side, positive 4, to the negative side, negative 2. So we went from one side of the number line to the other side of the number line. So when you're dividing by a negative coefficient or multiplying by a negative coefficient, you must flip the direction of the inequality symbol. So that's what that means. Then you're going to graph the inequality symbol. So you're going to graph it on a number line. You're going to draw your number line. Okay, and there's open and closed circles, so let's go ahead and put our dots in here. I'll use that one there. It's already there. And then I'm going to put negative 2 anywhere, but I'm going to put negative 2 right here. Okay, and so then I'm going to draw my circle, and if it is less than or greater than, which it is, I'm going to leave that circle open because it means it has to be less than negative 2. It can't include negative 2. If it is negative 2, it wouldn't work. However, if it was less than or equal to negative 2, that's when I would shade it in. I would do a closed circle. So that's what a closed circle looks like. Okay? But in this particular case, it's an open circle. Make sure your variable is on the left, which it is. X is on the left of negative 2. And then you're going to shade in the direction of the inequality symbol. What I mean by that is make that inequality symbol look like an arrow. And you're going to shade in that direction. So I'm going to shade in this direction right here. Okay? Now, if it was like this, x is greater than or equal to 4, what you would do is you would have your 4. This would be a closed circle because it's equal to. And look at the arrow. It's pointing this way. So I would shade this way. Okay? Let me show you one more thing because I think that this is important. New sketch. If you have negative 4 is greater than x, when you get to that, the variable's not on the left side. So what would you do? You would flip-flop it. You would say x is less than negative 4. And now you can graph it. Negative 4, it would be an open circle, and it's going to go in this direction. okay, when you shade it. So be careful, make sure it's on the left. Also, make sure you know the difference between your open and closed circles. So, hopefully this video helped you. You can pause the video at any time. Go back and watch whatever you need to watch, and then we'll do some practice problems together. Have a great day.